right? Shalom.
Shalom.
We're going to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ruach Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations to the elect. The brothers from Great Millstone Dallas were down here amongst the Great Millstone Houston camp. And we decided to, do a live show going in the spirit of what's currently trending in Israel. And one of the topics is, ultimately how some of us, for this testimony may have to be martyrs, and that we should be preparing our minds for that. Because as we understand, we are in the anti-Messiah. All right. And what are we preaching? The Messiah. Okay. So as the Apostle Gabar said, there could, eventually come a time where it may be particular of our lots to actually have to die for this truth, man. And the elect, okay, understanding that we're always going to come into that legacy, okay, understanding that death is not the end all be of our story, and that our spirit lives on forevermore, okay, we understand that death has no reign over us. So that's going to give us the strength and determination through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, as our forefathers did, all right, to take those deaths, man, and not, denounce the integrity of the scriptures. You got something? What's that scripture? Strive for the truth unto death. Go ahead.
This is Sirach 4 and 28. It says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee.
Right, strive for the truth unto death, man. And you have to keep that at the forefront of your mind, because there's going to be a lot of temptation very, very soon, man. We're going to get taken out of our comfort zones. We're going to be tested. We're going to be tried. That's why right now is the time to build up that spiritual fortitude so that you may be able to stand in the coming day. Now, I was watching the other Kazakh's video yesterday, and a question was posed to him: will the 144,000, those who die, will they be a part of the 144,000? Okay, and the answer is, if you are of that number and you just so happen to die or be in the spiritual realm when Yahushua returns, you're going to be raised up first. Okay, so we're going to get to Revelation, the 14th chapter, because the answer to that question is actually in that chapter. Right. Okay, and then we're going to get some other scriptures, and hopefully you brothers are built up, in the faith, so that going forward, because, man, Esau is going to try to make you feel like you got a problem for this word, man. And we're not saying anything wrong, man. At the end of the day, this testimony is pure, it's beautiful, and it's going to lead to the change of the whole entire planet Earth, man, over to righteousness, man. So we're not saying anything wrong, okay? But this world is going to make you seem as though you got the problem, when this world got the problem, man. Right. Let's go ahead and
You want to start at the top or go straight
start
to
at the top, and then we'll jump down.
All right. This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000.
Right. A lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with them 144,000, man. All right, and that lamb is Yahushua. And those souls that are with him, that is the elect body, in which the Lord has foreordained to be the priesthood under the order of Melchizedek, under Yahushua. Go ahead.
Having his father's name written in their foreheads.
Right, having his father's name written in their foreheads. Go ahead.
And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. Mm-hmm. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000.
Right, no man can learn that song but the 144,000, man. Okay, and that's basically the doctrine, the testimony. Okay, they have the testimony. And when you somebody look up the word testimony. When you look it up, okay, it actually deals with, basically you're witnessing. As you go to a trial, you have someone with a testimony. Well, what are they saying? I saw this, I saw that, which is going to lead to the person who they're testifying against being thrown in jail or receiving a sentence, man. God. Okay, so this testimony is going to lead to the end of Esau's world, man. This is the testimony, all right, that's going to lead to the downfall of this kingdom, man. You got it?
Yeah, it come up a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, the Greek word? Or?
Yeah. Alright. Let me see the Greek word. Alright. I pulled it from Luke.
Right.
Luke 21. Alright. Alright. Martyrion is the word, and the definition for it is a testimony.
Right.
Let's get the root.
If I can have real quick,
Go
it's
ahead.
got martyrion, that martyr.
Martyr. There
You
you
know
go.
what we're going into,
Right.
You know, striving for the truth unto death.
Right.
And it's the testimony of Yahushua. And Yahushua is the ultimate example.
Right.
He had the chance what he told Peter. I can call legions of angels right now,
Right,
but he
right.
didn't do that. He didn't choose that way. He chose the right way, the truth way.
Right.
And even though he knew that's the way I have to go in order to receive the promises that my father gave me, I gotta choose death. And he fought for that. Now look at him.
Right.
You know.
That's right. That's right.
Alright, now it's Strong's G3144.
See?
You would call Allah Yahweh Shah.
The definition is a witness in a legal sense, in a historical sense,
Right.
one who is a spectator of anything.
Right. And what have we been made witness to? The Holy Spirit has been placed upon us, man. So now we know all things through the Spirit, man. And we have the testimony. We know who the Edomite is. So usually these type of people, you know, people who are testifying, they're in the protection program.
Right.
They're hidden because if they get caught, basically, shit, the person, you know, they're gonna try to get them off.
Yep.
Like that situation you was talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
They offed that nigga woman because she found their nasty asses doing some nastiness, and she went on the internet and basically testified to the
Right,
world.
right.
These niggas faggots.
Yep.
And what happened? They killed her motherfucking ass,
She
man.
had that protection.
Right, she didn't have that protection. All right, so as we're out witnessing and out prophesying against Esau, man, we're making ourselves a target. And the witness protection program is from on high, man. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, this in an ethical sense,
Right,
those who after his example have proved the strength and genuineness of their faith in Hamashiach by undergoing a violent death.
right, by undergoing a violent death, and some of us are gonna have to go through that. But as you read in the scriptures, there's various men who had to undergo those things, man. Okay, and what did they do? Did they denounce the faith? Hell no. First of all, if you believe and understand the resurrection, nothing should deter you. Okay,
God.
go ahead. Now go back to Revelation
Alright.
14.
I left off at verse 3.
Mhm.
Alright. It says, I'm gonna read verse 3 again. It says, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne,
Mhm.
and before the four beasts and the elders,
Mhm.
and no man could learn that song but the 144,000
Right.
which were redeemed from the earth.
Right, meaning they were chosen from the foundation of the earth, man, to be holy, set apart. These souls, all right, no matter what happens to them, when Yahweh Shai returns, they're going to reign with him, okay, and be a part of that governing body, every man in his own order, and we'll get that. Now, as they have the new song, what do they do? What are they? They're sent out into the earth to preach that new song. Keep going.
Verse 14. These are they which were not defiled with women.
Verse 14 or 4?
Verse 4. So
Right.
these are they which were not defiled with women,
Uh-huh.
for they are virgins.
So they are virgins, meaning they're not spotted by the philosophies of this world. They were chosen from the foundation of the earth to be perfect. Now in flesh, there may be a point where we had, went off, but that's according to the gospel. So that we can be awakened in these latter days, but those souls, no matter where they are, they're perfect.
Right.
Go ahead.
God says, these are they which were not defiled with women, for
Mhm.
they are virgins.
Right.
These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth.
Right. Virgins meaning they're espoused to the Most High through Yahweh Shai, man. They were the ones called to that marriage. Okay? Go ahead.
These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb.
Right. Now look up that word first fruits in the Greek real
Come on.
quick. All right, because the question, as we were talking about earlier, the question was, will those who are of the 144,000, or will those who die, will they be a part? Can they eventually be a part of the 144,000? And the answer is yes, and we're going to prove it. Okay. So basically, if you're chosen from the foundation of the earth to receive glory, you're going to receive glory, man. Death will not take that legacy away from you. And if you have that mind frame, that's going to allow you to boldly take on whatever Yahweh Bashim Shai has for you. when you look at the story of Maccabees, the mother with the 7 children, what was the driving factor within that story that drove them? They kept talking about how I'm going to be raised up again. You see what I'm saying? She kept telling her sons, I'm going to receive you back. The son said, I know I'm going to have resurrection unto life. You know, eventually I'm going to come back, and that's what the elect understand. So taking a death does not deter anything from the legacy that any of these men are ordained and set forth to receive. Death will never have no reign over that. Yahushua conquered death.
Right.
So death is not the end-all, be-all of our story, to where when we're presented with it, we're going to throw away the integrity of what the Lord said, take the chip. Right. We just going to die, because we know eventually get that scripture in Wisdom of Solomon that we read earlier?
That's right here. It's Wisdom of Solomon 5.
Yeah.
And 15, it says, but the righteous live forevermore.
Right.
Forevermore.
The righteous live forevermore.
There you go.
Go ahead.
It says their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High.
Right. Their reward is with the Most High, man. Through Yahushua. You see that? So the righteous live forevermore. We never die. And having that mind frame and understanding that you're going to be raised back up either way it goes, that's going to give you a determination outside of anything in this world. That's the faith, man. All right, you was going to bring something else out.
Now, it's got some more.
Okay.
It says, therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For
Right.
with his right hand, Yahushua,
Right.
for with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. Going into that witness protection.
That witness
Like you were
protection.
just saying,
Right,
that's Yahushua. He's protecting us, man. Why? Because we testifying the truth.
Right.
You see, the same as he did, we putting our lives on the line.
Right.
You know?
Right. We're out on the highways and the byways testifying against the beast, saying this is what he did, this is what he's doing, this is what's going to happen unto him. So automatically, eventually, that's going to lead to him trying to come and get you. As a matter of fact, Revelation 12 in the last verse real quick. You can stay there. Get Revelation 12, the last verse, Baba Fashad. I want that word, first fruits.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
All right, first
No,
fruits.
read that first.
This Revelation 12 and 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman.
Who's the dragon? Esau Edom, the red dragon. He started out as a little serpent in the garden. Now he's grown to a 7-headed dragon, okay, with 10 horns, with his whole grip over the whole earth. Go ahead.
It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
The dragon was wroth with the woman. Who's the woman? Israel. Okay? And went to make war with the remnant. Now, how is everything going to be restored under Yahushua? Through a remnant. Okay? So that remnant, go ahead. What do they have? Go ahead.
It says, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High, and have the testimony
Go ahead.
and have the testimony of Yahushua Mashiach.
Right. So they have the testimony. So what is that going to lead to? The dragon coming after them.
Right.
Now, if he's often, all right, these truthers and particular doctors, they may know something about cancer. You'll notice they'll try to come out. He'll X them out. If he does that on those small levels, what the hell you think he gonna try to do to us?
Right.
if he's preparing to fight angels, what the hell is he preparing to do unto us?
Right.
So eventually this thing is going to get deadly serious for us. So there's a mind frame you need to have and an understanding about death, that there is no death. Okay? What you need to keep your mind frame on is what legacy am I going to leave behind in the earth to return to? A coward's legacy or a legacy of someone who stood firm and stood stiffly, man? Death does not have any power or reign over the elect's purpose, man. Okay, and we're gonna get it.
Yes,
Go ahead.
like you just said, because that's something to think about.
Right.
You know, Yahushua thought about what's to come, not
What's to
the
come.
now.
Right.
You know, if you think about the now, then you go live in the now. You got to think about how I want to feel in the kingdom. Do I
Right.
want to be, embarrassed because I didn't believe
Right.
on earth and Babylon?
Right.
Do I want to feel good because I'm glad I gave my life to Yahushua? I put my life on the line.
Mm-hmm.
You want to, man, you feel good.
Right.
Instead of damn, I was a 2/3 hanging your head. No, man.
Right.
Think about what's to come.
Right.
You see?
Right.
So I want to grab this real quick. This is Judah 13 and 19. It says, for this thy confidence shall not depart from the heart of men, which remember the power of the Most High forever. And this is our confidence. It says, and the Most High turn these things to thee for a perpetual praise
Right.
to visit thee in good things, because thou hast not spared thy life for the affliction of our nation. And we don't care about our life for our nation. We putting our lives on the line, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for our nation. Yahweh Shai being the chief cornerstone of that, man.
Right. We're a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And when you get that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter, which we'll get that eventually, Yahweh Shai was a sacrifice, right? He was that perfect sacrifice, but the elect are also a perfect sacrifice.
Right.
That's why I said in their mouth is found no guile. They are perfect. They are blameless. They are without fault. Okay, virgins.
Right.
We're also a sacrifice, man. But when were we chosen? In the spirits, in the heavens. So the soul inside of you is what the Lord is dealing with, man.
Right.
And that soul cannot be cut off. That soul cannot die. Understanding that, you will not. What does the scripture say? He that loseth his life shall gain it, and he that tries to gain his life shall lose it. They hated their lives unto death. That don't mean you walking around, I hate my goddamn life. You know, you at work, fuck this job, you quitting.
Right.
You know, not eating. You know, no, hating your life is in a spiritual sense to where this life has no dominion over your decision making, man. You understand you're not attached to anything here. You understand that this is gonna all pass away, man. Now let's go to that word for first fruits. Oh, just go ahead.
Finish it off. It says, and the Most High shall turn these things to thee for perpetual praise. And we give our life up, it's gonna be a perpetual praise.
Right, forever. See, Kobe Bryant, he hit all those 3-pointers and dunked, you know, did dunks back 360 windmill, but when he comes back into the kingdom, he'll just be an Israelite.
Right.
He's gonna be blessed, but he's not gonna have the legacy of this number that we're reading about here. Okay, go ahead.
And it says, for perpetual praise to visit thee in good things, because thou hast not spared thy life for the affliction of our nation, but has revenged our ruin. And it says, walking a straight way before our power, and all the people said, so be it, so be it.
That's right. That's right. Now we're gonna go back to Revelation 14, and then we're gonna get that word for first fruits in the Greek.
All right. This is Strong's G 536. Aparche, and the definition. It says to offer firstlings or first fruits, to take away the first fruits of the productions of the earth, which was offered to the Most High.
Right.
The portion of the dough from which sacred loaves were to be prepared.
Right. Just like when you in the law, when your first portion goes to that's your tithe. You know, the Levites, the firstborn, basically was set aside for the service of the Most High, man. Okay, in the temple, where in the heavens that happened with the souls of the elect. They're the firstborn under Yahushua, the first fruits. Okay, those souls will always come in their order. Go ahead.
Hence, term used of persons consecrated to Yahweh for all time.
There you go. Go ahead.
Yep. Persons superior in excellence to others of the same class.
Person superior in excellence to others of the same class, man. And that's the elect. Okay? Now keep going to Revelation 14.
All right.
We'll hit the point. Just keep reading down. So these 144,000 souls have been given the word, and their duty and job is to come onto the planet Earth in different distributions of time and preach. Okay? So a lot of the times we came on the earth, we were ripped apart, put to death, rejected, even unto this day. And it's going to happen to some of us. But ultimately, when Yahushua returns, that's the time for the reward for those men. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 14 and 5. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh.
And this is speaking of the 144,000. Keep that in mind. It's speaking of those men. Okay, go ahead.
Because Yahushua died for the whole nation. But with us being joint heirs and first fruits, Lord willing, we those men, he allotted an opportunity for us to show our worth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why we follow him everywhere he go.
Right.
Right? It says, and I saw another angel.
And the order and how he died for Israel is first. It starts with the elect, and everything is going to be restored under the elect, and then you have that large multitude. That's the first dominion, man. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 6. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people.
Now, is this an actual angel on the earth, on the highways and the byways preaching? No, this angel, this is basically the word of the Lord going out from the heavens on the earth through these men. Whenever they come, they're preaching the gospel, man. So they're witnesses, man. So as we read down, let's jump to verse 13 in that same chapter, because this answers your question. And then let's get that one in wisdom, 2 Thessalonians. They're going to be caught up in the cloud. What kind of? Get that? Go ahead.
All right, this is Revelation 14 and 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead which died in the Lord from henceforth.
So that same exact chapter, speaking of the 144,000, what does it say? Read that again.
It says, And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead which died in the Lord from henceforth.
Right. Blessed are the dead that die in the Lord from henceforth. Go ahead.
Yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them.
And their works do follow them. That's the point. Their works do follow them, man. So nothing can take the 144,000 out of their lot, not even death, man. So the answer to your question, when Yahushua returns, there's already going to be some of the 144,000 on the chariots, waiting on the rest to come up. So that's why you can't get caught up in numbers. A lot of 144,000. That's how it works.
A literal 12,000.
How many people are on the earth, and how many of the number is already going to be on the chariots?
Right.
You just got to do your job and duty. Because if the Lord wanted us to see all 12,000, what would be the need for a faith?
Faith,
Right.
He didn't want us to see it. He wants it to look like a very insignificant and low-level thing. That's the power of the Lord, man. But the bottom line is their works do follow them. Nothing can take away from the legacy of those men.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
This is Hebrews 6 and 10. For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love,
Right.
which ye have showed toward his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints
Right.
and do minister.
And do minister. And that's the duty of those souls. They have the new song. So you have those who are blessed with the new song. And then you also have those who are blessed with ears to hear that new song. That's all a body. But within that, there's rank. There's a rank to everything that the Lord does. And as we read, the 144,000 are superior in rank and excellence amongst all of the nation of Israel, man.
That's right.
And all of those 144,000 are men. Because there's a doctrine wiggling around Israel, which there's many doctrines, to where the women are a part of the 144,000. That's not your role. Women, you're going to have your order and benefit in the kingdom as a woman. You're not a part of the 144,000. The tabernacle of the Lord is with men. And that tabernacle is the tabernacle of David, man.
That's right.
Which is the 144,000 souls, man. That are going to be priesthood after the priest after the order of Malak Tazadok, man. And they're going to be the leaders of the new world under Yahushua.
That's right.
All right? You got something?
That was it on Hebrews.
Okay. Thessalonians? Go ahead.
This 1 Thessalonians 4 and 13, it says, But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep.
Right. Don't be ignorant according to them which are asleep. And the brother who asked that question, he may not have known. But when we understand what we're a part of, you can't be ignorant according death. You see, Christians and the rest of these people around the world, the lack of understanding reincarnation bugs them out. If you don't understand reincarnation and that the soul never dies, you're going to bug out and make a carnal decision. See, understanding that legacy never dies, you're going to always enter into that lot. That gives you a certain mind frame. You good.
God.
I'm just going to do my job. Lord willing, I'm one of those men. You're going to wake up. You're going to be raised up first.
Straight up.
Go ahead.
It says, But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not.
Right, sorrow not. See, I mean, in the flesh, like if a brother was taken away from us today or tomorrow, you know, you have brothers who died. In the flesh, you sad, but you got to understand, if that's one of those souls, he going to be risen up in his lot.
You'll see him again.
That's right.
You see him again. Understanding that has you operate and move on a different wavelength than everybody in this world. You're at peace. You're good. Death does not have any reign or dominion over your decision making. Because you understand the soul within you is going to be raised up eventually into a new body, either way it goes. Hey, I say this, like the Elder Ariella always says. What if this ain't the end? Which we believe, and I believe it's the end. So what if it ain't the end? What legacy are you going to leave behind in the earth to return back into? Go ahead.
Yep. It says that ye sorrow not even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will the Most High bring with them.
Right, the resurrection. If you believe the resurrection, I challenge all you Israelites, man, really sit and have a conversation with yourself about the resurrection. Mull on that. Think about that. Think about what you're proclaiming to the world, man. Why do you think the disciples were able to take those horrible deaths? They saw the resurrection.
Right.
Nothing could turn them back. You see the resurrection, and then you quit. Why do you think someone would be willing to be hung upside down, head cut off, boiled alive? Why? What would make somebody so crazy as to do that? Well, they saw the resurrection. And if we believe the resurrection, we gotta have that same mentality.
I would say you got over something small. Who's the best fighter of all time? Who's the best this? Who's the best that? And everybody got their arguments. Everybody got their facts that they present. Okay, well, it's Yahushua for us.
Straight up.
That's right. That's
It's Yahushua for us.
That's the role model. That's who we look to.
Yeah.
That's the example.
And it ain't. I will say, and the disciples. Now, keep in mind, they had to be built up to that.
Yeah.
The Lord had a ministry. He worked with them.
Right.
You see, same thing with us.
Right.
So when it got to the point where, hey man, if you're gonna hang me upside down, then that's what you're just gonna have to do.
Right.
If you're gonna do this to me, then that's just what you're gonna have to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got Jacob, no, it's Jordan. Jordan the best.
Right.
And a go be willing to fight.
Right. Yeah, over Jordan.
You know what I'm saying? But we willing to die for our Savior because he was willing to die for us.
Right.
And that's a bond that can't be broken.
Right.
You see, the Lord set that up. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. He set it up for this is my son in whom this is my beloved son in whom I'm well pleased. Right? With the 44,000 being joint heir. These are my beloved sons in whom I'm well pleased. Hear ye them. That's what we're working towards. You see? And that can't be broken up because it ain't the will of the Heavenly Father for those men to not succeed. Yahushua prayed for it.
Right.
Yahweh put the stamp on it.
Right.
You see? And then what ye sons of Jacob shall not be consumed because the Lord don't lie.
Real quick, this is 2 Maccabees 7:14, when those 7 sons were dying. I'm going to just read what one of them said. 2 Maccabees 7:14, so when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good being put to death by men to look for hope from God to be raised up again by him.
That's what I'm saying. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Right.
That means that you're going to come back eventually, man. Just like the scriptures say. See, the precepts line up when it comes to reincarnation.
Right.
Not believing in reincarnation as far as the scriptures is concerned is where that stumbling block comes
Right. And he told Esau, as for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection of life. Because there's going to be a point where Esau eventually is going to be cut off as a nation. But the bottom line is he knew and understood, I'm going to be raised up again.
Right.
So I can take this death.
Right. That's right.
You know, I can take this death, man. To hell with it. You know, forget it. All right?
And that's what goes into, he thought about the future, what was
The
to come.
future.
He didn't think
mind was in
about
the heavens.
to now. You know, even though, it's going to be pain. I think one of the brothers said that they endured the pain for a short time. Pain only going to last so long.
Right.
Like Yahushua said, don't fear the ones who could just put you to death in his flesh. Esau might try to torture you, take it slow like on the movies,
Right.
Cut your hand off, and you might bleed out
Right.
and die before he wanted you to. Now what? He can't do nothing else.
Right. Or you might not even feel it. The Lord put the spirit on like Stephen. I believe he was so in the spirit, he didn't feel, he had so much adrenaline run through his body that he didn't feel it. The Lord could have that happen too. Or the Lord can lift up a standard too to where you're delivered out of that.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
You see, it's all, either way it goes, those souls are going to return within that order, man. Get that?
Yep. And it says, for if we believe that Yahweh, so like it is 1 Thessalonians 4:14, For we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so also them which sleep in Yahushua will the Most High bring with him.
Right.
For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain
We which are alive and remain. Okay, go ahead.
until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep.
So just because you on the earth and he dead, if he is the second in command or third in command or whatever he gonna be, he gonna come back in that order. What you got going on the earth ain't gonna stop that program.
That's right.
You just gotta make sure and make your calling and election sure so you could be a part of that program. That's all we need to worry about, and the Lord got us covered, brothers. When you start to look around, man, there's only 2,000 brothers, man. I don't know what, man, shit.
Only 6 people watching my video.
Right.
We ain't never gonna
You
get
can't
out
look
of
at
here.
it like that, right? You can't look at it like that. First of all, there's brothers preaching all throughout the world. I believe this through faith that we don't even know about. Second of all, 144,000 ain't a lot of people, bro, amongst this whole world.
No.
Third of all, some of them already gonna be on the chariot, and we gonna prove it. Keep going.
Yep. It says, for this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout.
With the shout, and what is that shout? That's when Yahushua, real quick, Matthew 24 and 31, it says, and he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, even from one end of earth to the other. Go ahead.
It says, with the shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High,
Right.
and the dead in Mashiach shall rise first.
The dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. They're going to receive the body, everything first. They're going to be up there, and they're going to be looking down. Look, bring our brothers up here, because really, this is a family reunion. Even us, these brothers, every brother, all of you souls, if we're of that number on the comment board, this is a family reunion. We just had to meet in this flesh. The thing that matters is the spirit, man. When those spirits, because we ain't taking this, we ain't coming up on a chariot sick, with these bodies.
And shit.
Yeah, doing push-ups. No, we want the soul to be put inside of a new body. So once we all meet on the chariot, it's gonna be a family reunion. That's the family reunion under Yahushua. Those souls were chosen from the foundation of the earth to do the will and bidding of the Most High, man. Starting with Yahushua. You see, he is the word, and those words were given unto the rest of those souls, man. Those elect souls that he chose. Okay?
That's gonna be that
Go ahead.
That's gonna be that wedding feast.
Yeah.
When everybody meet,
Yes.
that in second Esdras 2. When when the elect was getting crowned,
Yeah.
and they had that other great multitude. Yeah,
Right.
that's the one.
Right.
1/3 the elect, Yahushua
Right.
crowning his men. That's
Right.
gonna be, you feel me? When
Right.
we all get beamed up and meet together,
That's
Lord
right.
willing.
That's right,
You
brother.
see, that's gonna be that big wedding feast. That's when we gonna enjoy everything. Then we gonna come down on the
It's
earth.
gonna be a party.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
going
It
fire.
said that we gonna rejoice with new wine. The maids gonna rejoice. We gonna be chilling,
Chilling.
set. We gonna get crowned. We gonna get our original name that the Lord, because I believe each of those souls got a name and a rank.
Straight up.
All of that. Keep going.
Yep. It says, and the dead in Mashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them, in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the
Right.
Lord.
It said, behold, he coming with clouds. We're gonna meet him in the cloud, and it's gonna be a family reunion, and everybody's gonna return to their order. Get that in 1 Corinthians?
Con, this is you want to start at 22, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 22. For as in Adam all die,
As in Adam, all died, because through Adam's transgression, all died. Go ahead.
even so in Hamashiach shall all be made
We
alive.
go get it right this time. Adam go get it right. Solomon go get it right.
Yep.
And that's gonna lead, because what did Adam represent? Adam was the first soul on the earth chosen to do the bidding and will of the Most High. He breathed into him the breath of life.
Right.
Okay, and after him, if that was passed down to Abel, he was put to death. Okay, and first he gave that order unto Eve, which represents Yahushua in the church. Okay, but the sons of God came after that, man. through Seth, because Abel was put to death. But ultimately, in a nutshell, Adam is coming to redo what he messed up. Solomon, he's coming to redo what he messed up. Because what did he represent as Solomon? Sovereignty, the kingdom of heaven, 40 years of peace, but he messed up. So he's coming to basically, as it says in Revelation, the 5th chapter, to fix what he got wrong. Right. So as in Adam all die, the head of the church,